안녕하세요, Soseo. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. In today's video, I would like to give you more updates on what it looks like a never-ending controversy. Hybe versus Ador. Let's see what is going on because it looks like lately the news on the matter are getting more and more serious. If you would like to know what happened from the beginning, I'll link you below the two videos on the Hybe versus Ador saga. So if you would like to support me, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Now, let's start. Ador, the label behind the super popular group New Jeans, has recently announced they are taking legal action against several top executives at Hybe. This includes big names like CEO Park Ji-won, Audit Committee Chairperson Lim Soo-yoon, Chief Legal Officer Chong Chin-soo, Chief Financial Officer Lee Kyun-chun, and Chief Communication Officer Park Tae. According to Ador, these executives are facing some serious allegations. We're talking about obstruction of business, unauthorized access to electronic records, network intrusion, and even defamation. The accusation claimed that these individuals repeatedly and illegally accessed personal messenger conversations and private information, which they then leaked and manipulated for their own purposes. Things really heated up when New Jeans label revealed that these executives had forcibly obtained business laptops owned by Ador, supposedly under the guise of auditioning a subsidiary. This was allegedly done to remove CEO Mini Jean after she raised complaints. They reportedly secured private KakaoTalk messages and even forensically examined the laptop that Min had reset and returned when she joined Ador in 2022. Ador further alleges that defendants tampered with and distorted the personal conversation they obtained. These edited conversations were used to create misleading press releases about Mini Jeans management and business performance, which were then distributed to the media to tarnish her reputation. Despite Ador's repeated requests to stop these actions due to the harm caused to their artists and members, as well as the public confusion, the defendants did not stop. So Ador has decided to take legal actions. On the other side, Hybe has responded to these accusations, stating that Mini Jean has never submitted any company assets like laptops to Hybe or complied with any company audits. They emphasized that two deputy CEOs had voluntarily submitted their information assets without any coercion. Hybe also clarified that during a recent court injunction hearing, it was confirmed that they had not conducted any forensic analysis on a laptop previously returned by Mini Jean. Additionally, Hybe claimed that Mini Jean had used her Hybe work email to send numerous work-related documents, including conversation with a shaman, to external parties. These emails remain on Hybe's servers and were sent to a senior official at a partner company identified as Company B. Hybe also mentioned that Min had agreed to the processing of personal information upon joining the company. As such, Hybe asserts that the accusations from Mini Jean's side are false and plans to countersue the CEO. Despite repeatedly explaining the circumstances of how they obtained the information, Hybe states that CEO Mini Jean and others have filed a lawsuit based on false facts. Hybe plans to respond to these accusations with a counter-charge for false allegations. And here's the kicker. According to a recent leak by Dispatch, Mini Jean consulted a shaman to determine the member lineup of New Jeans. Reports indicate that she spends over 4 million Korean won on these consultations in just a few months back in 2021. Some of the messages exchanged between Min and the shaman have raised eyebrows due to their questionable content. Mini Jean said, "Then how many should be in the group? Should I get rid of 6 members? Is young and I'm not feeling her, a little punkish feeling." The shaman said, "6 sounds good." Mini Jean responded, "Then I'll remove..." And anyway, So Sung Chin will probably put her in Sakura's group. What do you think? Shaman replied, "You're right, you're helping So Sung Chin with this and that. He's such a dumb father." Mini Jean, "LOL." Mini Jean said again, She sent a picture. Do you agree with getting rid of her? Shaman K said, I totally agree. Mini Jean sent another picture. Shaman K responded, she looks like a total fool. Her eyes look like she has a second soul. Mini Jean said, is she possessed by a ghost? Shaman K responded, totally. It's dark under her eyes and she looks like she's completely out of it. Mini Jean responded, she is eliminated, confirmed. Shaman K said, confirmed. Mini Jean then said, what about Danielle? She's from America. Do you see anything? I haven't met her. Shaman K said, I don't know her mind. Mini Jean responded, will she cause trouble? Shaman K said, it will be good for you when they enter the USA because of her. Mini Jean responded, will the fools listen to me well? Is there anyone who will remember things? Mini Jean said again, I leave out and add, so that makes 7 members. Or should I also leave out and have 6 members? Shaman K responded, 6 member is not good. Mini Jean, okay, is she mental? Shaman K responded, yes, it's fucking serious. Mini Jean responded, should I take out for 5 members or leave her and keep it 6? Shaman K responded, 6 members. So, the release of these private messages has really stirred the pot, sparking backlash against Hybe for invading Mini Jean's privacy. But it's not just Hybe under the fire. Mini Jean is also catching heat for relying on a shaman for such major professional decisions. She claimed that Shaman K is just an acquaintance and has otherwise stayed pretty quiet on the matter. Attempts to contact the shaman have been a dead end. On July 26, Korean media took a trip to the temple where Shaman K was supposed to be operating. Surprise, surprise, they found that the shaman had already left and couldn't be reached through the old phone number. Now another shaman known as Shaman H is running the temple under a different name. When reporters approached Shaman H, they denied any connection to Shaman K or Mini Jean, saying, I have no relationship with her and I'm not the shaman being mentioned. Shaman H also mentioned that they have been managing the temple since January this year and don't know anything about the previous tenant. But hold on, the drama for Mini Jean doesn't end there. In 2024, the first trial between Hybe and Mini Jean unveiled some shocking allegations. Hybe accused Min of mistreating female employees at Ador. They claimed that in March 2024, when Executive A was accused of sexual harassment, Min pressured the victim instead of supporting them. Hybe also alleged that Min made misogynistic remarks and forced female employees to adopt a submissive attitude, using derogatory terms and threats. Fast forward to August 8, 2024 Korean time. An alleged former Ador employee, Person B, shared their story on Instagram. They revealed that Mini Jean used derogatory terms and pressured them to stay silent. Person B accused Min of lying about maintaining neutrality and editing KakaoTalk messages to misrepresent the situation. Despite the fear and lack of protection, Person B felt compelled to speak out to clarify the facts and seek justice. They explained that after resigning in April, they were investigated by Hybe simply because they were a former employee of Mini Jean and Executive A. The victims shared their disappointment, having once been a fan of Mini Jean, and accused her of distorting the truth for her own benefit. Person B also highlighted that they were not the only one around Executive A. They endured not only but also workplace bullying and unfair treatment. They officially notified the company of their intent to resign on March 2nd, reported the harassment on March 6th, and resigned on March 21st. The victim reported Executive A for unfair directives and harassing comments, backed up with solid evidence. Despite the fear of reporting someone with a history of similar issues and a higher position, they took a stand to make the workplace safer. They weren't alone in facing Executive A's bullying, so they decided to take action. Executive A was notorious for constantly criticizing and pressuring employees, even outside of work hours. Imagine getting coercive work instructions via KakaoTalk at all hours, including weekends and holidays. This relentless harassment took a toll on their daily lives and self-esteem. Those who have faced workplace bullying know how painful this can be. In a shocking 40-minute conversation, Executive A made some really problematic remarks, including sexist and discriminatory comments. For example, they said, having a young woman around is better for creating a nicer atmosphere than just two men having a meal by themselves. But it gets worse. When the victim promptly replied to a work-related message on a Saturday, they got scolded for causing confusion because another message was sent in a group chat at the same time. This kind of baseless criticism was a regular thing. The victim shared more about their experiences at Ador, detailing not just sexual but also various forms of workplace bullying and unfair treatment. As I already specified, they officially notified the company of their intent to resign on March 2nd. On March 6th, they reported the harassment and bullying, and by March 16, they received the investigation results. They resigned on March 21st. Despite providing ample evidence, both Hybe and Ador's investigation led to an underwhelming conclusion. Though dissatisfied, the victim decided not to pursue further action since they had already resigned. The victim shared an incident where they were unexpectedly called in while working overtime and pressured aggressively about their career goals. They were also forced into a late-night meeting, which led to more emotional and aggressive reactions from Executive A. This wasn't a one-time thing, it happened regularly, making it hard to brush off as a misunderstanding. After an investigation, Hybe concluded that it was tough to determine if the harassment and bullying were severe enough for disciplinary action. However, they did acknowledge Executive A's behavior was inappropriate and recommended a stern warning from CEO Minijin. The victim felt this response was too lenient given the stress they endured, but since they were leaving the company soon, they decided to enjoy it and not make a bigger fuss. The victim then revealed that CEO Minijin not only refused to issue the stern warning but also denied the allegations against Executive A throughout the investigation. Min even insulted the victim, calling them derogatory names and swearing to teach them a lesson. Instead of addressing the issues, Min tried to invalidate the victim's report by portraying them as an incompetent whiner who left before getting fired. This was deeply disheartening for someone loyal to the company. Despite everything, the victim hoped for improvement and sent a detailed KakaoTalk message to Min on their resignation day. This message, spanning hundreds of sentences, conveyed the incompetence and harassment by Executive A as objectively as possible. They sent these messages sincerely, thinking about the organization. The victim also detailed how the KakaoTalk messages were manipulated. Do you know the abusive language you saw in the dispatch expose? It was actually directed at the alleged victim during work. According to the victim, CEO Minijin's clarification misrepresented the report about Executive A, and the context of what was said between March 6th and March 16th was cunningly edited. Non-work-related KakaoTalk messages were masked as work-related, and small lies were mixed in, obscuring the facts. Here's the deal. CEO Minijin, who claims her clarification and evidence are all true, actually edited and publicly released the victim's private KakaoTalk messages, manipulating the entire context. The victim was deeply shocked and hurt to see their suffering used for false explanations by someone who should understand their pain better than anyone. So, what greatly disappointed the victim to the point where they felt compelled to speak out was CEO Minijin's use of the very manipulation and distortion she had criticized, the public disclosure of KakaoTalk messages without consent, and her denial of the abuse directed at the victim in the dispatch expose, claiming it was aimed at someone else. Additionally, she used the reason of the victim's resignation and its context to spread lies to the public, public. The alleged victim anticipated that Mini Jean would rebuke their post, but they stood firm in their decision to come forward, emphasizing their confusion about how the situation played out. The alleged victim has issued a stern warning to Mini Jean, urging her not to distort the words again. They are seeking an apology and have hinted at potential legal actions if the CEO continues to fabricate their statements. In their post, the victim detailed interaction with the Hybe HR team, claiming that Mini Jean tried to frame the situation as a retaliatory complaint due to incompetence. They alleged that Mini Jean used abusive language, called them derogatory names, and even encouraged Executive A to sue them for false accusations. They also claimed that Mini Jean used her position to nullify their complaint through various means. The victim questions whether Mini Jean's claim of maintaining a neutral stance and taking appropriate steps to mediate is accurate. They feel that Mini Jean portrayed them as deserving of abuse and as an incompetent person who left the company to harm others. However, the victim insists they were a dedicated member of Ador, committed to their duties and the organization. Now, the victim is waiting for a sincere apology from both Mini Jean and Executive A, and they hope there will be no further misrepresentation and have warned that they will take additional steps to reveal the truth if their statement continues to be labeled as manipulative and false. On August 13, 2024, Korea time, the alleged victim was interviewed by JTBC, where they blasted CEO Mini Jean for covering up their experiences. Following this interview, Mini Jean responded with her own extensive statement. In a Google Doc shared via her Instagram, Mini Jean started by apologizing for having to disclose detailed circumstances about the alleged victim, referred to as B, in her statement, to clear her name. She claimed that despite not wanting to be involved in these matters, she had to correct the distortions and false information being spread. Mini Jean explained that she had previously issued an official statement regarding dispatched false reports, but felt compelled to disclose all the KakaoTalk messages through her Instagram stories to clear her name. She accused B of aligning with Dispatch's viewpoint and spreading false claims, which forced her to reveal previously withheld content. Mini Jean suggested that the whole situation seemed like an attempt to create a pretext for her dismissal, unrelated to B at all. She claimed to have handled the matter with caution, considering B's unintended involvement, and refrained from disclosing all the facts to avoid causing further harm. However, with B spreading false claims and demanding a public apology, Mini Jean felt obligated to unveil the truth. Mini Jean also revealed some never shared before points about the alleged victim, including how Ador came to hire them and their wage, setting up her claim that the alleged victim struggled despite the high salaried position offered. CEO Mini Jean shares some detailed points about the alleged victim. Let's break it down. Let's start with B's experience and salary. B isn't a newbie. With 7 years of experience, B's base salary was 130 million won, which is close to a C-level salary and the highest among Ador members. The hiring process. B was recommended by an acquaintance familiar with Hybe and the entertainment industry. They were hired as a business lead and executive strategy staff. Despite B's lack of experience in the entertainment industry, their salary was set high because B demanded it based on their educational background and previous salary. Mini Jean didn't prioritize gender or age in hiring. The role was crucial, and Min wanted to encourage B to meet her high expectation. Min believed B would have the responsibility and ability to match their enthusiasm shown during the interview. The 6 months probatory period was meant to evaluate B's capabilities and adjust their salary accordingly. During the probatory period, B faced numerous issues: poorly written business emails needing correction, frequent disappointments and problems with simple tasks, communication and collaboration difficulties with other team members, complaints about colleagues violating the code of respect even before the Executive A incident. Mini-Jean emphasized that individual effort and actual performance are separate issues. Since B was hired as one of the top paid leaders, it was crucial to assess their performance and its impact on fairness among other employees. Official records of B's poor performance are documented. So Mini-Jean linked the alleged victim's struggles and role adjustments to their decision to leave Ador and report Executive A for sexual harassment. So here's the breakdown. Min recognized B's efforts and struggles and decided to give them another chance by changing their work environment. She asked the newly joined Executive A to lead and guide B. However, B's performance issues continued, leading to ongoing conflicts. At the end of the probatory period, B's evaluation was not favorable. Company-wide feedback, including input from colleagues, was below average. Due to salary equity issues and B's performance, it was decided that continuing their employment was not feasible. This decision was made by other employees, with Executive A giving the final assessment. During the probatory evaluation, there were discussions about reducing B's salary while adjusting their roles and responsibilities. B agreed to the salary reduction but didn't provide a satisfactory response to Executive A's request to share information about roles they could handle. Shortly after, B expressed their intention to resign and filed a respect at work violation complaint against Executive A. Min then outlined the details of the report made by the alleged victim regarding Executive A's. According to Min, Executive A did not make the comment that the alleged victim believed to be sexual. So let's break down the contents of B's sexual report against the Executive A. B claimed that Executive A requested their presence at the dinner with an advertiser, even though B felt it wasn't necessary. They were asked to attend as the young female representative. The dinner took place on February 15th in Cheongdam-dong. The dinner was initially planned for a Chinese restaurant but was changed to Izakaya Makoto Cheongdam due to reservation issues. Around 5 p.m., Executive A informed B about a meeting later that evening. Dinner started at 6 p.m. and Executive A left around 7 p.m. B stayed until around 9-10 p.m. At 10:37 p.m., B reported the meeting summary to the KakaoTalk group chat at Mini-Jean's request. Mini-Jean questioned the necessity of such meetings. During B's exit interview, they stated that the primary reason for their resignation was Executive A, 80%, with 20% being a mismatch with the organization. They decided to resign after being told their salary would be reduced by 40%. B was responsible for managing advertisers, and the meeting's purpose was clearly discussed among the parties involved. B's claim that their presence wasn't necessary seemed strange, since they had been managing the C brand even before Executive A joined Ador. B initially agreed to the meeting but suggested it might be better if Executive A and advertiser C had dinner alone. This response was perceived as cautiousness due to the previous feedback from Mini-Jean, who usually avoided unnecessary meals with advertisers. So Executive A knew that B had some previous feedback from Min, which made B a bit hesitant about attending a meeting. But B was actually part of the decision-making process for this meeting, so calling it just a dinner with alcohol in the report seems a bit off. Now let's talk about B's report. He left out some key details. After Executive A left around 9:30 p.m., B and advertiser C moved to an exhibition space nearby. Receipts show that advertiser C made additional payments after A left, but B's report made it sound like they were left alone at the dinner table until 10 p.m. Not quite accurate, right? While Executive A was there, everyone had one highball drink. But after A left, B and C ordered more drinks. She had 3 more and B had 2 more. Advertiser C even mentioned that B was very chatty, talking about work and personal stuff, and seemed quite sociable. No one was forcing drinks on anyone. The problem here is that B's report makes it seem like they were abandoned, which isn't true. B had the authority to make decisions about the dinner and the following store visit. Saying they were left alone is a clear distortion of the fact. Plus, B's later work report on Kakao Talk showed no issues, and this can be verified through the conversation content. Lastly, the venue selection was transparent. Advertiser C chose the meeting place in a group chat that included B, not Executive A. Lastly, the venue selection was transparent. Advertiser C chose the meeting place in a group chat that included B, not Executive A. Initially, the plan was to have dinner at a Chinese restaurant, but it was fully booked. So as I said, the switch to a nearby izakaya, not because of the drinks, but simply because the Chinese place was full. This was clear in their conversations, and Executive A didn't push for the izakaya. However, B's report emphasized the presence of alcohol, which misrepresented the situation. Let's talk about the claims of now. Executive A never used the term young female, and B's claim contradicts this. There's a clear discrepancy between their statements. Min argued that B is distorting the truth. B claimed the report was manipulated to make them look incompetent, but their work evaluation was done by several other employees, including managers, and was based on performance records and conversation logs. Minnie Jean said she wasn't involved in this evaluation. Before Executive A's arrival, B had conflicts with Executive D, another employee. During an overseas trip, B shared her struggles with Minnie Jean, even crying. She comforted B, and they agreed with the problem-solving and salary reduction plans Minnie Jean suggested, which made them look forward to Executive A's arrival. The investigation was handled by Hybe HR, and Minnie Jean couldn't question B directly until it was concluded. The case was closed with no charges, and Executive A and B reconciled as disclosed in previous Instagram stories. Min questioned why B was attacking her, especially since she had endured over 20 years in a male-dominated industry and did her best to resolve the matter. After the Hybe HR investigation closed the case with no charges, B contacted Minnie Jean before their departure. Despite disappointment, Minnie Jean reviewed all aspects of B's situations, examined chat conversations, and listened to B's perspective. Ultimately, Min realized the core issue stemmed from accumulated dissatisfaction, leaving mixed feeling of pity and disdain for both parties. After the reconciliation, Minnie Jean sought ways to offer B additional opportunities, but B decided to resign. Minnie Jean had no reason to favor either Executive A or B, as the relationship with both is not particularly long-standing. Min criticized the alleged victim for their recent Instagram stories, accusing them of being part of a movement to remove her from Ador's leadership. Minnie Jean said it's suspicious that B targeted her just as Hybe faced intense media scrutiny. B's midnight post on a new secondary account quickly spread online. Min contacted B immediately but was accused of manipulating chat contents and lying. Despite asking for clarification and requesting a phone call, B insisted on explanations via chat. In B's JTBC interview, there was a reference to the 77 chat messages sent by Minnie Jean. Min said that she normally communicates through multiple short messages, so it's surprising to see even meaningless content being used to suggest pressure. What would B have said if no messages were sent at all? She questioned herself. After sending an opinion, Minnie Jean received a lengthy reply from B about 12 hours later. B's tone was weirdly formal, using phrases like refused even after too severe warning and offering you a chance, which seemed unusually mature and reminiscent of threatening language. This was unsettling and surprising for Minnie Jean. Moreover, B cited email communications between Minnie Jean and Hybe, which they couldn't have known about. Minnie Jean remains under pressure for dismissal, suspecting these activities are being used as a pretext for further actions. In conclusion, Minnie Jean pointed out alleged errors in B's initial statement. B's Instagram post on the 9th contains discrepancies. B claims that right after reporting Executive A, both Mini Jean and Executive A directed abusive language at them and interfered with the investigations. Also, B suggests Mini Jean's involvement affected the investigation's outcome, making it a professional issue rather than a personal one. These statements have inconsistent time frames and evasive responses, raising questions about B's intent and purpose. Mini Jean expected B to perform their duties well and produce results commensurate with their salary, not to make amateur claims of loyalty or affection. She also sent affectionate messages to B, but B's detailed messages were complaints and accusations against Executive A and other employees. Despite frustrations, Mini Jean said that she tried to protect B and share facts without disclosing specific details. However, B's incoherent statements and uncharacteristic tone made Mini Jean feel that efforts to support B were in vain. To eliminate misunderstandings, Mini Jean attached all contents of B's workplace report and the results of Hybe HR's investigation. Mini Jean emphasized that she should not be the one apologizing to B. Instead, the blame lies with those who illegally obtained, manipulated, and shared documents with dispatch, distorting facts and exposing unnecessary information. This has dragged B into an unpleasant situation. Mini Jean highlighted the serious issue of spreading false information and defamation. She expressed hope that B would not be further involved in this complex matter. After the victims' shocking expose, they shared the responses they received from the key players involved. First up, Executive A sent a long KakaoTalk message apologizing for the incident. Next, Hybe reached out via DM, apologizing and promising to reopen the case for a reinvestigation. Finally, Mini Jean had quite a reaction. She accused the victim of being a terrible employee and a Hybe spy, sending 77 KakaoTalk messages along with a rebuttal statement, as we said before. On August 17th, B posted an update saying that A sent them another long message claiming their apologies was being misused and cancelling their previous acknowledgement and apology. B also mentioned that A accused the workplace harassment report of being too extreme and felt harassed by it. Despite this, B is not backing down and is ready to take necessary actions. After all that happened, Mini Jean reportedly resigned from her position as CEO of Ador. On August 27th, Ador released a statement stating that Mini Jean had left her position as CEO without clarifying if the change was voluntary or not. This is Ador. On August 27th, a board meeting was held and Kim Choo-young was chosen to become the new CEO. Kim Choo-young is an HR expert who has various experiences in the industry and will be tasked with stabilizing Ador's internal organization. Mini Jean will remain as an internal director and will continue to be tasked with New Jeans production. As such, the production and administration of Ador will be separated. Mini Jean will remain as an internal director and will continue to be tasked with New Jeans production. As such, the production and administration of Ador will be separated. Previously, Ador was the only label whose CEO was in charge of both administration and production, and that didn't follow the multi-label strategy. With this change, we are going to do our best to work harder for the success of Ador and New Jeans. Thank you. Fans are worried that the shift in management might impact the New Jeans' creative freedom and future projects. One major concern is that the smooth collaboration between management and production, which allowed for cool innovations like music videos for all tracks, might not be as seamless anymore. Initiatives inspired by the members themselves, like Yein's idea to release songs without teasers, could face more bureaucratic hurdles under the new structure. This is especially concerning given how other Hybe's labels have operated so far. There are also some anxiety about whether the group will maintain the same level of input and control over their work, which has been a key part of their unique identity. Budget allocation is another hot topic. Fans fear that financial support for creative projects might become more restrictive. With Mini Jean as CEO, it was easier to get her ideas implemented without needing approval. Other worries include possible changes in commercial strategy. For example, fans are concerned that the new leadership might introduce random photo cards to boost album sales. On August 27th, Mini Jean and her legal team claimed that she was unfairly removed from her position as Ador CEO. In a statement, they say that her removal was done unilaterally. Hello, this is Marco Consulting Group, who is in charge of media communications alongside the law firm Shin & Kim LLC, who is representing Mini Jean. The board of directors dismissed Mini Jean from her CEO position at the meeting held on August 27th at 1 p.m. This decision to dismiss her is an illegal decision that directly contradicts the shareholder agreement and the provisional injunction against the prohibition of exercising of voting rights. The shareholder agreement states that Hybe should take necessary measures such as exercising voting rights so that Mini Jean can maintain her position of CEO and executive director of Ador for 5 years, or should other necessary measures need to be taken, a director nominated by Hybe should still have their voting rights exercised at Ador's board meeting. Hybe tried to hold an extraordinary shareholders meeting on May 31st on the topic of dismissing Mini Jean and internal directors, but the court ruled that Hybe could not exercise their voting rights in favor of their agenda. This is because there was no reason for them to dismiss Mini Jean or have her resign. Hybe claims the shareholder agreement between them and Mini Jean has been terminated, but that claim has no grounds. Mini Jean has not acknowledged the termination of the shareholder agreement. Therefore, we would like to make it clear that this decision to dismiss Mini Jean is a clear violation of the shareholder agreement and disregards the court's decision. Currently, there are reports circulating in the media Mini Jean is stepping down as CEO, but will remain in her position as an in-house executive director and continue to be in charge of New Jeans. This is based on the information shared by the board of directors, which is a clear lie. CEO Mini Jean was dismissed against her own will and she did not resign. And the Ador board of directors unilaterally notified Mini Jean that she would only be in charge of New Jeans production. It is deceiving the public to provide media plays as if Mini Jean stepped down from the CEO position on her own will and would only take on producing duties. The board's decision also had issues with its procedural process. According to Ador's articles of association, the board of directors is supposed to convene meetings once each director is provided a 1 week advance notice. However, at the extraordinary general meeting, there was an amendment to the articles of association, changing the notification period for the convening of a meeting from 1 week to 1 day advance notice. We strongly suspect this was a preemptive measure to not provide ample response time with the idea of dismissing Mini Jean in mind. In fact, the chairman of Ador's board of directors, Kim Chu-young, only shared the meeting agenda of changing the company CEO on August 24th. The court's decision has revealed there was no validity to the claim that Hybe made over violating company policy. Nevertheless, the board of directors, which is composed of a large number of directors appointed by Hybe, decided to dismiss Mini Jean and even misled the public by distorting the fact that she was not dismissed but resigned. We would like to state again, the decision to dismiss Mini Jean is a violation of the shareholder agreement and an illegal decision that is ignoring the court's decision. But Mini Jean's struggles are not over, since on the same day following the resignation due to allegation of the workplace bullying, the former Ador employee identified as A has filed both civil and criminal lawsuits against the ex-CEO Mini Jean. On August 27th, A lodged a complaint with the Seoul Mapo police station accusing Min of defamation and breaches of the Personal Information Protection Act. This comes after Mini Jean released an 18-page statement responding to the arrest and bullying accusations. But that's not all. A also filed civil lawsuits for damages at the Seoul Western District Court. They claim that Min interfered with the investigation of workplace bullying and disclosed confidential information. The civil lawsuits include charges of insult, defamation, and violation related to personal information, which are also part of the criminal case. And that's it for now, but stay tuned for the next videos. Guys, let me know your opinion about this feud. Will this ever come to an end? Please remember that there is a lot of work behind this kind of videos, so like and subscribe to support me. I will see you soon. 안녕히 가세요. Bye bye. Thank you very much.